Okay, I just turned off this fan. I put on this clean t-shirt this afternoon and already it's dirty. But I'm getting pummeled on the internet again. Some people don't know why I do certain things. I'm doing the best I can with experience that I have. I was at the other property this morning. There was some strange things going on. But I'll go into what happened. These farmers, they seem to be leaving. Every year they leave off raccoons near my house. A year ago I determined this because I couldn't trap one with the trap that doesn't hurt it. And about 5 years ago I did trap one. I didn't trap it a year ago, I think, because it was familiar with a trap. I think it was let off near my house, in other words, after someone caught it. But that raccoon got run over. This year I went this morning and I don't know if I want to give too many details, but there was a trash bin and they weren't babies, but they were, I call them adolescent raccoons. They're not very big yet. Raccoons can be like a medium dog. They're not small when they're adults. And older ones get pretty big. You don't want to fool around in a bad way with any kind of animals. And I don't own a gun, but I can protect myself different ways. But it's best not to aggravate the animals. But there were two adolescent raccoons. I call them coons on the Twitter. I didn't have to look up how to spell it. I used to be really good at spelling. 50 years later, I'm not quite as good. But there was a dead one and a living one inside this trash bin. I guess they couldn't get out. The dead one must have just died, but the one alive, I didn't know they were in the bin. I would have left it, but I threw some stuff in it, like a glass jar. I heard a grunt, and I thought it was a raccoon. But the only noises I heard from, and I'm somewhat familiar with them now, the only noises I heard from the living one was snuffling and a grunt. And I called them the sister and brother, and I emptied it out in a little bit of an open area, and it looked like the living adolescent didn't want to leave the dead one, and it didn't hurt the living one, and well, I saved it, in other words, and I wouldn't have gone back for several days if something else didn't happen, and that might be another story. So maybe that was the reason this other misfortune happened, because both of them would have died apparently. I don't know where the mother is. It seemed like the mother is not around, but they're adolescents anyway. They could be on their own from my limited experience, I would say that. But the sister went away. I dumped out some water near there. I don't know if she was thirsty, and the other one had just died. It didn't smell yet. But I put on Twitter how much was that worth. I'm thinking of if I make a trip to look for something like that, and how much is it worth in monetary value, I don't know. But and people thought I was nuts, I guess. This woman, well, I'm missing a watch, and a woman ran by in the street. It's a very deserted area, so maybe someone picked up my watch. I don't know. That's a mystery, and that's why I was back there much quicker. But fortuitous, I say. But who knows how long the female raccoon will last. I'd say it was weaned, from what I could tell. But then until next year, when the damn farmers want to let off perhaps another raccoon. They also, I see them burning a couple of miles away. This fellow burnt a field, and then I was driving the next morning. I saw a larger female raccoon. It was 2.5 miles up the street from where I live, and she was going away. She was kind of perpendicular, but then going away. And she was shepherding a small family. I don't know, 2 or 3 little babies across the road. So see, they burnt them out. And this one I didn't have any raccoon that year, and it was, like I said, more than 2 miles away. And she was moving in a direction, at least not directly away from where my house was, but somewhat. There are houses about every mile. And they're putting up some more, and they're not helping me when they put up their houses, because they leave crap in the street and make it harder. And I don't know, I felt like I don't believe that animals rule over people, but kind of like the Indians, I always thought you kind of have a balance. I think we need a balance, the American Indians and technology, and neither party has any balance that I can see in the world now. It's just total crazy people burning down buildings, and it doesn't matter who has the buildings. It's just to show how they're so much more powerful, intelligent than you and me. I'm going to stop this. I don't want to get into that. And I'm going to probably put this up right away. So be careful out there, folks.